This nibble originally aired on RSBANDB Update, episode 856, Glorious Gravestones. Enjoy. All right.
That's not impossible.
Strap yourselves down, everyone. We got some news about who the new executive producer is. We don't have a name yet. We do know that they were internal to Jagex, an internal hire, and the new executive producer is from the old school team. And one of the first things he'll be focusing on is transparency and bringing players into the decision-making process.
I really hope we don't go the old school route of every single update has to be pulled. I think that's so obnoxious.
As if we haven't been down this road before, over and over. It's freaking Groundhog Day. This game is Groundhog Day. It goes through cycles. Like, I don't know, Shane. We had a direction. Yeah. We were going somewhere.
Yeah.
What the?
Thank you for the self-censor.
Well, I think being from old school is fine. Tanis, how would you feel about Elder Rune Labs as their first change in direction for us?
No, players aren't game designers. They don't know what they need. They don't know what they want.
Elder Rune Labs. I mean, it's funny because all of the jokes you've made are actual things I could see happening. Like, I don't think are out of the realm of possibility. Yeah.
We need to be just 100% clear with this. That if you do this, talk about transparency, that's fine. Bring players into the decision-making process. Okay, but let's also put some reasonable bounds on this, because we know power to the players was too much. We know Rune Labs was too much. We know what old school does, and they love it for what it is, but that has never been RuneScape's main way of delving up content, and I don't think that is the direction we should go. And I just want to be 100% clear here that if the executive producer is from old school, that doesn't mean that we can blanket make the assumption that all of our updates are going to be pulled. I think that would be a horrible assumption to make, because there is a level where you can increase transparency and bring players into the decision-making process responsibly, where you're not going the full old school path, you're not going the power to the players path, and you're not going the Rune Labs path. There is a responsible path to take there, and it's a very delicate line to walk.
I don't know that path, Shane. Their path is to go to r/Reddit. What's everyone saying today?
I hope not. And if if that's the case, then we're going, then
we're doomed.
Then this podcast has an entire different reason for existing.
Well, strap in, buddy.
That's why I said to strap in.
Well, I think for me, I like the opposite of this from games. I really like that everything I do is arbitrary in the sense that someone else has designed it for me. And,
that's
I like the fact that
unlike
real life, I don't have to plan in detail and organize everything. It's nice to not have to play that part, because I have to do that for my job. So
there you go.
I want to do that for a game.
And I realize that Tanis and myself sound very curmudgeon-y right now about this, but that's just because we've been down this path before and seen a U-turn of what comes from it. So we're
not goldfish. Like, we've literally done shows. I wrote articles.
The point is that we don't want to go back to having players choose what each update is going to be. There can be surveys, there can be maybe the occasional guaranteed content poll, but the players, by and large, should not be determining the direction of the game.
You want another aquarium?
I was thinking about Metaphos.
Well, that one's forgivable, though, because they gave us an incredible land that we had always wanted to see with Griff.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I can understand the want for Metaphors. But yeah. Did we need an aquarium? Yeah.
And, you know, I think one of the first things that we'll have to gauge when the new EP arrives and does his inaugural live stream, which will hopefully be in December, is that when it comes to transparency, what exactly does he mean by transparency? Does it mean being more transparent about why decisions are made, or being more transparent about release cycles, or being more transparent about what's being made? Because there's different kinds of transparency you can talk about. So.
Well, and I'm the first to be all over Jagex, but I don't see, I really don't see a issue with that. The only thing that maybe we should have a little bit more transparency about is, sometimes these mergers and buyouts and selling seem to come out of nowhere.
That's over the EP's head. It's not his space.
So what can they be transparent about? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and maybe this is a question we need to ask the player base, because we're missing part of the perspective here. David, do you feel as though that they needed to be more transparent about anywhere in the last 2 or 3 years or so?
No, I mean, I think the last 18 months or so have been pretty much perfect.
I mean, is it once again MTX? Is it always that beast? Do
people care about MTX still? I feel like people have decided.
I feel like it's not as big of an issue as it was.
Yeah, because I think that most of the people who really were turned off by it either play old school or don't play the game anymore.
Well,
there's that.
I hope so, but I still think we could probably go to a few websites and that would be front page.
Yeah.
In one way or another.
And I mean, it's a discussion I want to have. I want to know if anybody out there is listening to this. What would you like to see in terms of when Jagex says there needs to be more transparency? What would you like to see in regards to that? And what would you like to see for RuneScape 3 in terms of the decision-making process? I think that would be a wonderful discussion to have, and I'm eager to hear what people have to say. You can find full episodes of RSBANDB Update right here on this YouTube channel. If you found this video useful or just enjoyed it, like and subscribe, or leave a comment.